This is Jeffrey from FlopTurnRiver.com. I'm doing another 1-2 video. This time I'm actually going to be doing something a little bit different. Any of you that have been following the shorthanded thread, the shorthanded forum, will know that there's a thread there that talks about, it's by Saucy123, and it talks about a kind of modified game plan. And I'm going to be trying to use that game plan here. If you're not familiar with it, probably your best bet is to go ahead and pause the video and pull up the thread, read through it a little bit. But basically what it amounts to is doing a lot of 3-betting and playing really tight to maintain a tight image. You're wanting to exploit players that are using Poker Ace, HUD, Poker Tracker to try to look tight but kind of play crazy. You're super tight on the under the gun and out of position, which isn't that far away from how I normally play anyway, but there is some variety in the ranges that we're going to be playing. So I'll let you see what we have going when we have stuff going. I'm really not in love with the table I'm at. There wasn't a whole lot to choose from where I was playing tables. It's actually gotten a little bit better, but most of the players here, as you can see from their Poker Ace numbers, they're fairly tight and they're pretty aggressive. So it's certainly no weekend table by any means. And I do have another table running that pull over if there's ever a reason. Alright, with queens I'm definitely going to be raising. And I honestly can't imagine not going to the felt on this flop. He bets out $10, and if he has a set here, he wasn't getting. Well, I guess he was slightly getting the odds he needed to call, but I'm okay with it. I probably should have just put him in, given the size of his stack. Either way, I'm not worried. And of course we're folding King 7 under the gun. That's standard. There will be a few folds that aren't quite so standard that we'll be making later. At least I assume. Maybe we won't get any of those hands, but if and when that happens, I'll explain why it's happening. This would be another one of the standard folds. I think Mike Gusto must be tilting just a little bit. Well, I guess if you can get in a situation like that, you're not too unhappy with it, whether you're tilted or not. But he's definitely upping his aggression. Okay, with the Queen Jack suit or Queen Jack offsuit, we're just gonna fold to the button raise. It's the kind of the low end of the range of hands he'd be raising with, so we're not gonna 3-bet. even if it folds to us here with the 9-6 offsuit, we're going to go ahead and fold. We are raising a fairly wide range from the button, although it's still going to be tighter than what I think most people typically play. Just because our largest offsuit ace is an ace-10, and that's probably one of the things that would shock most players. But hopefully we'll see some decent results. I'd actually just had a big hand on another table that I wish I'd pull over in time, because it exemplifies what we're doing here pretty well. Queens again. Can't be unhappy with this. Of course we'll be 3-betting. And we haven't seen anyone else other than the shorties pull a 3-bet, so I'm not sure what the reaction's gonna be. 4 times 9, 36, but and again, obviously going with it. Of course, with this much money in the pot, there's no way we could not anyway. And now we're back to a king deuce. We're going to be folding the king deuce regardless of what comes. Certainly to a raise and a call we're folding, but it could have been folded to us and we're going to fold. It doesn't really even specifically have to do with the value of the hand anymore. I'm really just trying to kind of test out some of this strategy that we've seen from Saucy 123. I think it's a pretty good strategy. Like I say, it's a little tighter, but the effect, what you're trying to do ultimately with this, is to have your poker ace numbers look so tight that your opponents are gonna just think you're a complete and utter nit. You want to be one of those players that's playing 8. It looks like you're playing 8% of your hands. You're playing a huge range from the button, so you're not playing 8%, but to your opponents you look insanely tight, and that's gonna work out for some of the moves you're gonna be making. At least that's what we're intending. I'll mention too, I said this is going to be the first in a series. This one is obviously at 1-2, and the next video I'm going to be doing is going to be a video at 2-4 using the same kind of strategy, so we'll see how it works out. Here with the Queen 9 offsuit, we're going to be folding. Of course it comes in for a raise, we're going to be folding even more. Blitz Holly is calling an awful lot of raises, just cold calling, I guess I should say. Of course, sure, obviously, playing 50% of his hands, he's a pretty horrible player, but, just cold calling in general, there's a very, very select range of hands